I say, here at Kajun Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, back credit. Here at Cajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sent in my best offer.
We say, yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem. Hello, and good morning on this Tuesday morning. How is everyone doing? It is a crispy, I say crispy 14 degrees here in Massachusetts. It's cool. It's cold out there. All right, first in the chat was Stephen. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And I finally figured out what the E1337 collection means. It means elite. So hello, Elite Collections. I like that better than the spelling out of the 1337. I had to look it up and Google it. I ain't lying. I did. Robert, hello, good morning, and welcome. And little Debbie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Bama Picking, glad to hear you're doing a little bit better. Sorry to hear you under the weather. And Deborah, hello, good morning, and welcome. If y'all have not watched Deborah's newest video, she started a how-to series. Y'all need to go watch that latest one she put out. I'll watch it. I'm going back and watch it again. I saved it. It was a good one. How to get your free shipping supplies. She's got some good information, y'all. Go check it out. And she's getting close to 1,500 subscribers. So check and see if you are subscribed. Pearl, hello, good morning, and welcome. And Pearl, I did not forget. I was going through some stuff on my shipping station, and I realized I haven't sent you a free gift that someone sent to you from a giveaway that they sent for me to send to you. So that's going out this week. Just to let you know, I didn't forget. I did come across it. I was wondering where it went. It was under some stuff I have to list. Mark, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing with your storage auctions? Did you win them? Did you get them? Did they let you have it with no problem? Let's see. Everybody's saying hello. Land Shark Picker, hello, good morning, and welcome. And we're reporting to duty. Well, thank you for being here, Craig. Angela, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? And Lisa, hello, good morning, and welcome. And I saw the little post. I don't see it now. Where did it go? Little Debbie posted it. I must not have got to it yet. Nope, I didn't. Let's see who else. Pearl and Lisa. Everybody's chit-chatting. Soto, hello, good morning, and welcome. Asia Dancer, hello, good morning, and welcome. And I saw the post that Glenmont put on Facebook where y'all did y'all meet up this past weekend in Chicago. Really nice pictures. Y'all look like y'all having fun. Good to see you. Welcome. And there it is right there in the little intro that I play about. I got the dollars. Let them have it with no problem. If you would like to be part of that, please make sure you do send me a MP4 file as soon as possible. I am trying to get that done by this weekend, and that is for me to edit it and put it back together for a new video on that intro starting Monday, because Monday is our celebration of extravaganza, a celebration on the November 27th, which is Monday, of me celebrating 4 years on YouTube and over 20,000, I think it's like 23 something now, subscribers. So yeah, I spy Queen Anitra. Hello, good morning and welcome, and I hope you're having a great day, and I understand you got to do some errands. Thank you for just popping on in. Good to see you. Real Beauty, hello, good morning and welcome, and how are you doing? Good to see you. There it is right there. She said, I got to go run some errands early in the morning too. Yeah, it does it every now and then. I don't know why, but when I go to start it, it doesn't start. It's like a car that you got to restart over and over to get it started. That's what it feels like sometimes. I notice that. It happens every now and then. I don't like it, but I'm used to it now. Let's see who else is here. Everybody saying hello. That's right, pre-hump day. Regina, hello, good morning and welcome. And there's Jennifer already dropping links. Y'all, check out these channels. 41 and raining here. Eesh. Well, it's 14 degrees here, but no rain. There's going to be sunny today, I think. But I think we got weather coming tonight and tomorrow. Yeah. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Good morning. It's in the 50s and raining. Oh, wait, what is that? Storage auction videos up from yesterday. Banger locker. Awesome. I'll have to go check it out. Best code breaker. Yeah, it is. Oh, Tommy. Hello, good morning and welcome. They've been very busy on Whatnot, y'all. If y'all haven't checked them out, definitely do that. Every time I turn around, they're doing a live, and even Jocelyn has getting into it. Jocelyn's birthday is Monday, so definitely check them out. And Tommy, I have to say, I like the little tip you gave us last week on reference of someone asked in reference to running specials and or sales. Last week, I've been trying that little episode of doing it only for 24 hours, and I have to say it works. I've been doing it off and on all week last week, and so far my sales have been doing really well. I even had a $200 sale last night, total in sales from last night. So it's definitely working, and I've been trying it out, and I like it. Yes. I'm going to do it some more this week, too, because I'm doing some specials like I always do every year for the weekend of this week coming up. Colleen, hello, good morning, and welcome, and how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you. I figured I'd have to figure that out somehow, because I knew there must have been a meaning behind it, because usually there is. It's apparently for morning showers. Yeah, that's what I heard. I do the same thing in the morning sometimes, start over and over and over. Yeah, it's like starting a car sometimes. I got snow coming tomorrow. We had some snow, which is still on the ground from Sunday. But we're supposed to be getting some rain and snow mixture coming in. Practicing for hump day. Okay. So Johnny, what did your first intro look like? Can you show the clips? Yeah. I'd have to. Actually, it's going to be up and ready on Monday. Monday, I'm going to not only show the very first clip I did on my intro, but you know how in my pre-recorded videos, I'll talk about how I go thrifting, garage sales, estate sales, and anywhere I can find something on clearance to resell on eBay, Mercari, and all my so I have the very first clip. I've been pulling things together for the show for Monday. I will be showing those, including the very first video intro I ever did. And it is funny because you can tell I'm reading off of a piece of paper. So yes, that will be Monday. All that will be Monday. I'm already getting all that lined up, going through my old hard drive of all my files, and getting that ready for Monday. So it's going to be a really great show and a good laugh. I guarantee you that. What's up, Jerry? Hello. Yes, long time no see. How have you been doing, Mr. Jerry? You been keeping busy? Good to see ya. Welcome. My first intro was terrible. It's funny for me because I can tell I was, and you can tell the difference of me starting off. And I'll leave it at that for Monday, because when I was watching, it's like, wow, this room had barely anything in it. Yeah, now is a lot. Hetty, hello, good morning, and welcome. That's what happens when you start the resale, right? Update on your special. Sent an email back. Update on your special. I'm not sure what that is, Rachel. Please elaborate. Are you talking to someone in the chat? I'm not sure. Good to see you, Hetty. Why does software get stored on a hard drive? You know, I don't know that question. Robert, that question's for you. I know it's a joke, but that's kind of something for Robert. I don't know. Mary, hello, good morning, and welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. Craig, I love some of the questions you have, and I know they're jokes, but I'm waiting for the punchline, right? Let's see. Wish me luck. I'm going to look at the venue for my daughter's celebration of life. Oh, yes, definitely. Because opposites attract, Craig. I knew Robert would get that one for you. I don't get into all, I don't know nothing about all that. I'm still learning some of this stuff. So anywho, Jennifer's already started dropping links in the chat, but y'all keep her in your thoughts and prayers as she's going through with this new adventure that she has to deal with. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers, please. This jam in 10 by 15 lockout bar. Yes, it is jam full of new inboxed items. Whoa. The lady was a shopaholic. Our Christmas shopping in there. Oh, wow. Awesome. Oh, wait. So let me go back to that original question. Okay, Rachel, I'll check it out. I got you now. Yeah. So yeah, if anybody wants to do a clip for that, I want to have it done this weekend. So that's why it's important you do send me those clips. I already have some people saying they're going to be sending me some this week. I'll try to do it before this Friday at the latest, please, because I do have to work on getting that done this weekend, along with everything else I'm doing with the celebration for Monday. I'm doing a whole new show that day. So I'm going to be doing a lot of old clips from my very first video, all the way up to even my intros that I used to do. And the 4 years of a lot of fun. And also 8 Boob Tube Productions is doing me a intro for that day. And I may be using it thereafter. But it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it. I even had to send her my files of music that I use to kind of keep it all in the same theme of what I already use. And so I'm looking forward to that. She's been working on that for me. Looking forward to that. There's the link. If you want to go and watch the actual video, it is in the description of all my videos, by the way. And it's from the Frankie and Johnny furniture store out in New Orleans, which is no longer there. The building, as far as I know, 4 years ago, the furniture was still in the window, but they have been closed down for business. So I don't know if they ever came back. But that's where the clip is. And you can also search it on YouTube. There is other versions of this. And it's actually an old furniture store commercial that I enjoyed. And so Robert and I had talked about when I started deciding to go onto YouTube. And we'll talk more about that kind of news and stuff like that. Reminiscing on why and how I got started, not only on YouTube, but in the reselling adventure. All that will be going over on Monday, because again, that's 4 years. Also in June, when we moved here 4 years ago, in July is when I started reselling. 1 month later. Craig says, Mark, did you cover the zipper during? Okay. Mona, hello, good morning and welcome. How are you doing? I started working on the clip, Johnny, but I have to reshoot it again today and tomorrow. That's fine. You got time. I just want to have it done by this week. I want it done before the weekend's up, because I don't like to wait till the last minute. And it does take a while for me to edit and clip everybody's clips in. I already have 2 that I'm going to be using, and I'm waiting on more that people said they were sending me this week. Becky, hello, good morning and welcome. The new YouTuber adventure addiction coming through you on YouTube. Check it out. She's been doing lives on a regular basis here and there. Nothing set in stone of what day and time, but you might want to make sure you set those on notifications. And she's also the featured channel of the week. Let's see here. Thank you for dropping Jennifer's link. I watched the one where they gave out the bucket of, yes, that was funny. Yes, they did with every purchase. Yep. And it's what's interesting is the chicken place that they gave that from is right down the street. It's like they had a connection going on with that. with the Frankie and Johnny Furniture Store, and then every now and then they'll run a special, which was I think the same side of the street that they were on, but a little further down. And yeah, they were giving free buckets of chicken with every purchase. You'll find those on YouTube. It was easier to recreate than the Seafood City one. Yeah, you're right about that. Lord Jesus, that was a big one. Let's see here. Yeah, that's why I went with that one. It was that was the most, and of course the other one with Rosenberg, but I really couldn't find anything with Rosenberg. If y'all know 1825 Tulane, it was a little girl singing it. Meg, hello, good morning, and welcome. So there was a few choices, but that one stuck to me more than any other commercial out of New Orleans. So that's why I chose that for my skit in all my videos. Near the end of the show, when I realized we didn't get yours, I realized we didn't get to yours. Oh, in chat, yeah. If y'all haven't figured that out, Mark does every Sunday. If you're interested or thinking about getting into buying storage units, every Sunday at 12 noon, Mark does a show with Storage Bandit. That's Glenn and his wife Joy. And they do basically they open it up at a certain time to put in your zip code, and he'll start looking up some storage units for you, let you know if they're good, they're bad, and what to look for, what not to stay away from, and all that good stuff. So check him out on Sundays at 12 noon. If you would like to check it out, see if it'll pique your interest. And yeah, he'll do that on the live. He opens that time for that. That's the man part. Was the jingle on? That's the main part. Yes. Okay. I would love to see someone recreate the turkey drop. WKOP in Cincinnati. That'll be a Patrick thing. I think Patrick would really do that well because he's from there and he's got that voice. So yeah. There. Look, Jennifer already dropped that, y'all. Look, you see when I talk about something, somebody says something, somebody comes in the chat, she dropping them links, y'all. So go check them out. Yeah. All right. You know Jennifer never drops her own links, right? Well, she don't, if you haven't noticed. And she does all that on her phone. So if you haven't checked out Jennifer's channel, show her some other ways of love and support to her by going into it and checking out her channel, watching her videos, leaving those comments. Also, she does have, by the way, don't forget, I am dropping Jennifer's Etsy store link. Don't forget to drop a link to it, a platform that you sell on or multiple platforms you sell on. Dropping those links in the chat so we can all help support another reseller this holiday season. And that was the second one, was definitely the Etsy store for Jennifer. And then, of course, this is her PayPal link. Also, don't forget today at noon. Oh, you know what? I didn't go over the calendar yet, didn't I? I slacking this morning. You're welcome, Mark. Geneva, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. All right. Today's calendar events are as follows. At 9 o'clock, Queen City Picker Tom goes live at 9. At 10 o'clock, is Stacey May W. Catitude with Crafters Retreat. Ella goes live at 11 with Sales from the Sunshine State. 11:30 is Jackass Retro with his Ship Show. 12 o'clock noon every Tuesday and Thursday is Donna and Mary from Two Hip Chicks with the Chick Chat. And then at 1 o'clock is Rita the Booty Chick with her Sales with Friends. At 2 o'clock is Southern Siren Vintage with Gina. 3:30, Buying Space does the unboxing video. Let's see. I'm not doing a whatnot today, so I can take that one off the list. I ain't got time for that one today. Then at 5 o'clock, you have Dawn's channel with Jane Newhouse and Leslie's Lucky Find. KK does her bingo at 6 o'clock with the Kathy's Corner Bingo. At 6:30 is Janine's solo sale. At 6:30, Monday through Friday, they do rotate channels. Last night, it was on Absolutely Awesome Stuff, Brenda's channel. Tonight and Thursday, it is on Victoria, Adventures with Victoria. And that's called the Auction with Friends. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, it's on Nana Tink's channel. And that's every day, Monday through Friday at 6:30. And there's multiple other people on the panel. Check them out. Then at 6:30 is Jeff Crumpler with his live sale. At 7 o'clock is Steph sells stuff by the seashore. And then at 7 o'clock tonight is Two Hip Chicks, Dawn and Mary, do the What Not Live. And then at 8 o'clock is Southern Belle with the Bargains by Bella. I did find out that Bargains by Bella is still running, but she did stop doing the other shows, so they're no longer on the calendar. But the Bargains by Bella are still running. So that's still on the calendar. 8 o'clock is Caucasian Sasquatch. At 8 o'clock tonight is none other than, at every Tuesday, at 8 o'clock is the Nurse Flipper Cat. If y'all need some questions about eBay and reselling, that's the channel to make sure you try to catch. I've been on auction. I've been on her as a guest on her channel for multiple times already. It's fun. I like it. Scooter Renee LLC does the warehouse sale where everything today is $1. $1. And that is the lineup for today. If you did not hear your name or your channel name, and you have something going on your channel, and it's alive on a regular basis, please make sure to go down to the community tab and go where the calendar post is at. And please leave me a comment and let me know the date, the time, and if you have a specific special name for it. And I will be glad to add you to the calendar. Or just email me if you have multiples. Either way will work. Let's see. Red Road, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. And I want to say Lena. Am I correct? Thank you for the link, Kajun. You're welcome. I'm on at 1 Eastern. But then if you on and you want to be on the calendar, you have to leave me a message on the Instagram on the community tab. During the shows, I don't go and add to the calendar. That takes away from the show. Thank you for following me. Yes, I love watching. I love watching what Jennifer drops on her Etsy store. But yeah, if you have any shows and it's on a regular basis, please make sure to reach out to me and let me know by going on to the calendar post and leave me a comment there, and I'll add you. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't do it in the chat, but you have to do it in the comments. Oh my, I'm not. No, Colleen, I didn't get no message from you, and my ESPN is never turned on. Oh, did I say PN? No, it's ESP, right? ESPN. But no, y'all gotta email me or you gotta text. Send me a message in the column. Yeah, I sent you a couple of weeks ago. Then I'll go check it out. Lena, good. I just ran a random update. I sent you an email. Okay. Which email you sent it to, boo? Let me check real quick. I know you sent me an email yesterday. I'm trying to remember which email you sent it to. I think it was yesterday. All right, what time you said today? I'll go ahead and do that now, and I'll check the email. Every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's on your channel, Red Road, Alina? I'll do that right now, being I'm here. I'll have to go back and check which email you sent it to. The LLC one or the Cajun Roots Resell? Homemade. And I'm going to do that right now just because you did say you emailed me. I'll have to go back and look at it. I don't know why it's not there. Because usually if I email you and reply that it's done, it's done. And if I did not reply to you, it's because I didn't add it to the calendar yet. And you did say every Tuesday, so we'll repeat weekly. Done. It's there. All right, so she is on the calendar today for 1 o'clock, and I just added it. But yeah, I'll definitely check that email a couple of weeks ago. I'll just definitely have to go back and check. Because usually if you send me an email, I put it on the calendar and I reply. If I don't reply right away, please do me a favor and just send me a message saying, look, I sent you an email, please check. Because sometimes I do check all emails every morning, but 9 times out of 10, one does slip away. Not too often, though. I try to make sure I get everybody. And then I reply back immediately. That's why I like it in the community tab, because then I can go back and make a comment and leave a thumbs up and then comment there as well. Thank you very much, Deborah. There's the community tab link where you can go in and check it and just do that. Yes, my channel. All right, I got you. Okay, I'll go back and look for it, and then I'll reply back, because I always like to reply by letting you know that I did take care of it. I didn't even think I'm celebrating Thanksgiving this year. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Jennifer. I did read your post you had posted. I think it was yesterday. I saw it this morning. Yeah, it's understandable. I posted a comment on the community tab. All right, Colleen, I'll get it after the show. All right, so let me go ahead and drop the link. Does anybody have any questions having to do with resell on eBay or any platform? Please ask. I saw the new what you call it came in yesterday, the e-commerce bite with a lot of great information on it. There we go. And pin. All right, so the link to come on up is at the top of the chat. It will be pinned there momentarily. If you would like to come on up and promote your channel or talk or questions, please do feel free to come on up, but please make sure you do have your camera on, and I need to verify that it's you with your own emoji in your channel. So if I cannot verify that it's you, I will not allow you to come on. But if I verify that it's you and then I go to announce who you are coming up, then if you're one of those that like to take your camera off after that out, and then you can do so. But the link is at the top if you would like to come on up. Let me go to my e-commerce bite because I want to check. There was one that came in yesterday. E-commerce bite. E-commerce bite is what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, yesterday we did talk a little bit about the USPS rates changing. Speaking of rates, don't forget to check the community tab and or the Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook group, please join it. It's for all of you to also post your videos or lives that you got going on the Cajun Roots public Facebook group. It's free to join. I just ask that you please follow the instructions on what you got to do. There is no, you have to just join. But also I have posted the dates, the due dates for when you need to have your packages out, including international shipping and military shipping dates that you have to ship it by, so guarantee they will get it for Christmas. I do have it in my community tab as well as the Facebook group. And we have somebody in the back room is strangers in the night, although it's now in the morning. None other than Jerry himself. What's up, Jerry?
Hi, strangers.
Ella. Okay, what most folks here are promoting? And so what percentage has worked best for you? For me, I just recently last week, because I'm running a lot of different sales, depending on if I'm running sales or not, I will run up to 5%, but I only run the percentages if there's multiple listings of that item I'm trying to sell. If I'm only having one or two of the same that I only listed, I don't promote. But the most I do now, I did change it because of all the sales I'm running. I changed it from 5% down to 2%. So it's a lot less than what I have been doing, but for me, I only do 2%. Why is eBay taking final fees out of the total that includes shipping? I don't know. We've been asking that question. I know I've been asking that question for 4 years.
It's because eBay needs the money.
I wish they would stop that because that's not right. We're paying for the fees for the shipping, and when you look at the final value fee, that's on everything, the total. So if you sell something for say $50, then you have the shipping cost for say $7.95 and the processing fee, all that adds up, and then you get your final value fee. I don't like that. That's not right. And taxes. Yeah. So yeah, I don't like that. That's a good question, and I don't have that answer, and I don't think anybody does, except for they need that money. I tried to sell on eBay, but I'm not sure what the shipping process would be like.
Yeah, because eBay's still battling the losing sales from all the people going over to Whatnot and all the other platforms. So eBay doesn't know what to do, how to get people back.
Well, one of the interesting things you say that, because I know they tried the on your phone only. It was a beta form. I did get it, but I didn't do it.
For doing live sales.
And do a live stream off your phone. You couldn't do it on it was a beta form. I didn't try it.
Yeah, it failed too much because not a lot of people went to it and they didn't like the setup.
So do we have to charge more on shipping for eBay if they think the money is out of the shipping?
If you want to get your money back, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to watch that because that's going to be more fees that you're going to pay. You got to be careful with that.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. The more you charge, the more they're going to take.
It's like, okay, if I add, will that price go down? No, because they're going to present you on the total, no matter where you charge. So yeah, it's a win-win, lose-lose situation, so to say. What's up, Chooch? I think they take it out of the sale. Yes, yes, they do. When you look at that total, it is also part of, when you see that final total and the final value fee, it's on everything. Your total, your fees, your shipping, your taxes, then they do the final value fee. I don't like it, but...
And then if you make too much, then when you go to file your taxes, you pay even more.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mr. Stranger, how have you been? Have you been doing any more movies lately?
Well, we haven't been doing any movies because of the strikes that went on. So we've been busy with that.
I forgot about that.
But then everything got settled, at least for the next 3 years.
Right.
So we
OMG,
don't have to worry
Cameron.
about AI, and we're going to get more money now from streaming because the
Cameron,
studio.
hello, good morning and welcome, sir. How are you doing? Good to see you this early in the morning. Frugal Granny, hello, good morning and welcome. And Todd, hello, good morning and welcome to all. Yes. So are you, because I know you're writing and doing things with the theaters and movies and stuff like that, but is that, how bad did that affect you?
Yeah, because I mean, you can write all the scripts you want, but no studio is going to buy it because then you're breaking the strike. So we can't break the strike. So, it was a vicious cycle. It was like, unless if you went the independent route, but then you don't get paid as much. So.
All right. Deborah says, I always make sure to make sure that the buy it now price, I cover all my fees. So when eBay takes that percentage out, I am covered. I am not usually up this early, weather coasting, but I am up. Well, thank you for being here. It's always an honor and great to see you. I know sometimes you're up late at night and I can't stay up that late.
Well, he's West Coast.
Yeah, I know. So I tried to stay up on some nights late to watch other channels, but it's not easy for me because I'm up early. I'm an early riser. Early bird gets the worms, and that's what I try to do early in the morning. So you have anything coming up in the near future?
Not at the moment. At the moment, we're dealing with my wonderful son who, it just went by. He was the only one in Florida and out of the whole country and 49 other countries that his short film got accepted into the Teen Awards up in New York. And that was in October.
Awesome. Congratulations.
So he's following in the footsteps. And he's actually going out shooting today. So I got to take him and the crew because they're shooting their school project today.
Well, congratulations. That is awesome.
And that'll be another one that'll end up hopefully getting nominated for awards.
Yes, that is awesome news.
We're keeping busy with that. And then, of course, it's the holidays. And, but I was like, I'm just sitting around. And I says, I haven't been on YouTube in like forever. I says, let me see if Johnny's still around.
Of course, I ain't going nowhere.
So we came and said, hi, everybody.
I get up early in the morning. I get all my work done. I got all my packages and orders packed.
As you can see,
here enjoying the morning in company. And then after the show's over, I'll go back to work. Or I'll be lazy, which is very few and far between days. I try to, but it's not easy for me to be lazy. Renee, hello, good morning and welcome. So out of curiosity, because I see those shelves in the back of you are still full of stuff. Have you had any inclement of maybe when you're going to do your next
offer? Look at, I got non-sport cards set up. We have
lots of stuff.
Comics and stuff. We got posters. Oh, yeah.
So I see on the top shelf it's still full too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my Lord Jesus, you added more.
Yeah, no, we added a few more pieces. What was the newest one that came in?
Wow. If y'all think I need something, check him out. He might have it.
I had to take the little guy to Macy's, and of course we had to visit Toy Place, so we found this. So I said, we have to get that to put that with the Jaws stuff.
John said, Dad, is that you?
Yeah. Funny peoples.
Hello, Susie. Yeah, you're right, Jennifer. She does not want to be the only one. But I've been trying again to get everybody to do it. And I do have some people who are submitting. They just haven't done it yet. So she is helping me promote that. Yes, I don't think she wants to be the only one.
The only thing we've done is we've done a couple of whatnot sales.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, we do the movie posters.
Put your link to Whatnot in the chat. Or do you know it?
No, what? Me technical? What are you, crazy?
Renee says, wow, the last time I saw this gentleman, I bought a box of Stitch Plus from him and another channel, on another channel.
Well, she can't be talking about me. I'm no gentleman, so I'm just the people's.
Maybe you can help me think of a way to do it without being in it, Debbie. Jennifer, that's a great way. Like for Patrick, you can send me something on a, even if it's an MP4 file or a video file, and I can take, if you do something, and this is to anybody, because I did that with Patrick. If you want to do something for the clip, and I know you don't, if you don't want to be on the camera, that's fine. Let me know when you submit it to me, and I will put my logo over it, or your logo over it. Either way, it doesn't matter. You let me know what you want me to do, and I'll do that. But you do not have to be in the video to be part of it. Patrick didn't, and he wanted me to use my logo on it. So if you tell me, look, go ahead and use your logo, or I'll use my logo, then I'll use it. If you have a logo. If not, I'll just use mine and just use the voice portion of it. So yeah, you can do that, Jennifer. No problem. I didn't know you did Whatnot either. We have a gift in the chat. We have a gift from Sailor Stacker. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. And Silver Hair Stacker Todd, you got the gifted membership from Sailor Stacker. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it, Sailor Stacker. And this is for you.
The dollars. Let me have it, please. I got the dollars.
Let him have.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let them have it with no problem. Let them have it.
And Sailor Stacker, this is for you.
Attention, new member. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend and family member of the Cajun Roots Reseller channel. Thank you.
So thank you very much. But yeah, anyone who wants to be part of it, you can send it to me.
Under my name is just Jerry Mendoza.
What's up, Larry? Let me see.
And then you would see the logo for the wolf. So that's how you know it's me.
All right, didn't know. Susie, good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, Jerry, Jennifer. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just let me know and send it to me. And when you send it to me, let me know you don't want to be a part of it. You don't want to show that, and I'll understand. And you can tell me what you would like. If anything, I'll put my logo over it. Two guys, Mark and Mike. Hello, good morning and welcome. And I say Mark and Mike because Mark is on with Mike on vacation this week. So Mike is on vacation. So is Robert. All right, I was trying to be nice because I forgot his name. When she said that gentleman.
I've been called worse.
Money in my hand. Yeah, you can do that too, Jennifer. Yep, you're right about that. Just show your hands. Yeah, you don't have to show your face. As creative as you want. So yeah, if anybody wants to be part of that, just send me a clip and let me know in details if you want me to use just whatever. Just be creative. And that's what I want to be part of, because I want y'all to be part of that, because that's how I started YouTube. I did my own thing with different face masks and wigs and things like that. And I want y'all to be part of that, to be part of the new one coming Monday. Larry, hello, good morning and welcome, sir. How are you doing? Good to see you. Jennifer Wayne. No, Mark, get that out your mind. Get it out your head. No, it ain't gonna happen. You trying too hard. Mark. Come on now. That's right. That's all you gotta do. You know her hands. That's all we need. Creative corner. Where's Creative Corner? Did I miss somebody? Oh, Soto. Hello, good morning, and welcome too. Yep. So yeah, if anybody wants to be part of it, be creative. Jennifer, following you now, and Jerry, put his whatnot. Bam, put his whatnot in the chat, please. His link, please.
Yeah, we do it every once in a while, but whatnot has its problems too. And
I will be finding clips of that too as well. Deborah, for Monday. That I did on Danny May. I will reach out to her and ask her because I think she took her videos down. I'm not 100% sure, but I will find out. Clarence Ragg does need to make an appearance this weekend, this Monday. Yeah, I agree. That's all I'm saying. We're not gonna say who's Clarence. What? Yeah, you can't find him. You can't hide from me, Daddy. Dad. Uh-oh, that was funny. Yes, and I had a good time doing that. That we did with Danny May with her a little skit she was doing. So yeah, I need to let her know that I will be bringing that on Monday. I need to get those clips, which I will be bringing on Monday because Monday is gonna be a fun day. And if anybody that's part of it, I do have those who replied back. I think a lot of people, only a few might want to do some selling on 20-minute slots. But other than that, everybody's just coming in to have fun that day, and that's what it's all about. Reminiscing of the last 4 years with me on YouTube. So Jerry, have you had any plans on doing another auction anytime soon?
it depends on my schedule. I mean, everything is everywhere right now. I mean, I'm working on 2 scripts. I'm talking to a production company. I'm dealing with the little guy with, like I said, he's got his filming going on this week. The wife is on vacation with her mother in the Philippines right now.
Oh, wow.
What else? Alien Planet, the last movie that we did, has been winning awards all over the place. We just premiered out in Canada.
Wow.
And now I think we're having T-shirts done. So it's never ending. It's, when you think you got a free moment, all of a sudden something else comes up, and then it's like, okay. And like we did a show.
By the way, do you know Susie? She is still waiting to hear if she has to work on Monday. She's part of the movie theater stuff too. The movies, the screenwriting and all that.
Oh.
I think she's in New York. I think. Because she did a video not that long ago where I fell in love with the video because she even did a like sceneries in New York with Manhattan and the island and this, that, and the other, and the bridges. And then she goes to this house. And when I saw the house, I knew it was the Blue Bloods, the Reagan's house that they used for the video, the live. Yeah. She does part of that too. She's part of that. That explains why you are on here, Jerry, while mom's away. Pops will play.
Oh no, she keeps an eye on all the money. Don't worry.
Hello, Jerry. My blue blood. I love blue blood. Yes.
And
I watched even the repeats, even the old ones. I'll watch them. But yeah, she did a video with that, and I loved it. I fell in love with that clip, that video. She did a really good thing with the city and taking a tour around the city. Frugal Granny. Oh, excuse me. Google had a question about what type of eBay store price-wise is best for a small home-based business. The way I explain this when that question comes up in the past, when you first start out, I myself started out with the basic free level. And then, of course, you do have to earn your levels back up when it comes to like the amount you can list. But you got to remember, when you do start out, it does take a while for you to build up your reputation. So making sure whatever you list, even if it's some small dollar items and some high dollar items, try to sell things that will probably move as fast as possible. So you want to start at the lowest level, the free one. If you find that you're getting into listing more items and selling more, then you can look at maybe going into the next level. Because for every level you go up, in less level stores, you get a coupon for free shipping supplies. So every quarter when you get that shipping supplies, that kind of offsets the cost of the eBay store level you get. For example, I have the second to highest. So every quarter I get $50 in free shipping supplies. Guarantee you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So I do use it every quarter so I can get free shipping supplies. And that free shipping supplies can be anything marked with eBay, boxes, poly bags, bubble mailers, tissues, thank you notes, stickers, you name it. It's endless on what you can get in different sizes. So use those coupons. But again, remember, start at the lowest because you're starting out. Don't start high in those high levels unless you have a lot of inventory you're ready to start listing. Then yeah, but start at the lowest first. Get your feet wet if you've never done it before, and then work your way up into maybe getting another level. Like I think Robert has got the first tier you pay for, I believe. Robert, is that correct? I think he just recently did that because he was listing more in his store. So yeah, it's whatever's best for you. But again, I would not go directly. I started July the 14th selling on eBay. I did not start getting into a level of a store level until October 23rd. That was just because I kept listing and selling. So when I did that, the more I list, the more I sold, the more I was able to go up. And I still had more to list. So then you start getting those levels of how many you can list at a time in a month. Robert says, no, I do not have a store. I thought you did. Okay, then I was wrong. But I thought you pay so much a month, Robert. Or you don't. That's to show you how much I know about his store, huh? Yes, he is on eBay. I'm in New York City. I do the Big Apple sites videos besides reselling. Yes, I love the videos. I love the one that you did with the bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, which I'm sure there's a name for, but I don't know it. I just know the bridge. I never had a store level, been selling since 2004. And you don't have to if that's something you don't want, depending on how much you plan on selling. I do not have a store. See, not everybody has a store. So yeah, it's always what's best for you. It doesn't fit for everybody. I've been selling since 2011 when retired, only ship items from, yeah, you do yours from, yeah. Wait, what? Wouldn't Indian no shipping ever, local pickups only, yeah. I've been on eBay since 2000 and never had a store either. You see, not everybody has one. I don't pay per month. Okay. What's up? Oh, Tracy. Girl, how are you doing? It's not nighttime? No, it's early in the morning. Did somebody tell you the difference? Or do you have the blackout curtains that you can't tell that it's daylight outside? How you doing, girl? Good to see you. If y'all need and want coffee, hot chocolate, or tea, go check out Tracy. She got it. She'll let you have it with no problem. She got a lot of it. Jamie, hello, good morning. This is another channel y'all want to check out. Make sure you subscribe to. A birdie told me that she is planning on doing some live auctions coming soon. So make sure you subscribe to her and make sure you hit the notifications so we can support her on her first live auction, please. Let's see. Real Beauty says, I pay $5 a month, but get nothing. One of the benefits, though, let me just say this. One of the benefits of having a store also is you get discounts on the final value fee and things like that. So you get a percentage off of your total. So that is a plus. I like it because I get also discounts on my value fees. So no. Close the gate. The heifer cakes is coming. If y'all not sure what that is, y'all got to go watch Tracy and Colleen. That is the thing that they do on their channel with their lives. You got to go check it out. It is funny. Tracy says, right, had to say hello. That's right. Thank you for coming in. I get free coffee between the top chat and the chat. All right, Mark. So yeah, if anybody has any thing going on your channel and you want to promote it, you're more than welcome to come on up. So do you have, is your son working on a new project, or are you working with him, or is it just him doing the project?
He's doing it today. I actually got to get him up in an hour because we got to get everything ready, and then I got to bring him to the location to go shoot.
Now, what grade is he in right now?
11th.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to go to Tracy Cake and Colleen's. You'll never leave them. That's right. If you need a good laugh, go check them out. OMG, even rule squirrel. Kristen, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? I'm all excited seeing all these people this morning. Also, don't forget, Thursday morning, we will still have our regular scheduled program, Thanksgiving edition of, and Glamorous Closet will be there on with me as well. We're not going to necessarily have to talk about reselling, but if it happens, it happens, you know. She replied to me and said she will be here. Looking forward to it. So we will be having a regular scheduled program live this Thursday. I need a good laugh. That's right. And if you check them out, make sure you subscribe to both of them, because I think, are y'all doing it only on Tracy's channel, Colleen, or are y'all both rotating? I don't remember. I know y'all usually on both channels sometimes. Now, Jerry, are you selling on any other platforms other than Whatnot right now? Because I saw you had several lives lately that you've done.
Just the conventions.
Okay.
I mean, we were in Atlanta last month. And we might be up in Pensacon in January, because one of my celebrity friends wants me to be their bodyguard for the weekend. So I'll end up probably being up there for that. But no, we basically, it's, if I'm bored, and that's the only good thing about the Whatnot thing, is that you can just put a show on like right now. You know, you don't have to have it scheduled months in advance or anything. So if you just say, oh, I'm going to go on, you just go on. And so that'll be what'll usually happen, is I'll just say, yeah, I'm bored. We're not doing nothing. So let's sell a bunch of posters. I'll set up the 2 tables in the garage, put a bunch of posters on, then say, okay, here it is. Here's the show.
I'm glad you said that too, because with Whatnot, though, my opinion, I do see a lot of people doing pop-ups. But my opinion on that is, if you schedule a live show, a lot of people get the ability to put a bookmark it. That way they get a notification when you do go live. Whereas with a pop-up, you're just taking a chance by going live.
Oh, no, yeah, we'll also schedule stuff too. Like, I'll say, yeah, we're bored. We're not doing nothing next Saturday. All right, we'll schedule a show, and then I'll put it up. And I'll put a bunch of posters in the SKU and all that, so that way they know what's roughly coming up. But usually when we go on, I'm on there for sometimes like 3.5, 4 hours, because then they want me to start going through all the stuff on the boards, and they want me to start pulling stuff off the shelves. And it's like, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, and you know, and we end up staying on, which I don't mind. It's the other two, they're like, are we done yet? Are we done? It's like, because me, I can do the show for like 7 hours, because I got enough stuff just in posters alone.
Becky, this is Jerry, and you will know him as Wolf. What's your screen name again? Wolf
Toy.
Wolf Toys. That's Jerry. He's in Florida. He's a movie. He does a lot writing with the movies and movie production.
And my movie friends, I have a lot of them.
You're welcome, Jamie. I want to make sure you have people following you for when you go live.
But what was that?
Nails was thanking me for promoting a channel, because again, she's just starting out. I like to promote those so that way we can have a following going on when she does her first live.
That's right. Stay with Johnny, because Johnny will promote your channel.
And once you do the thumbnail, I guarantee you, when Jennifer sees or knows that you got a show coming up, she will be promoting it as well by dropping that link to that show. That's one thing you want to make sure you do, is make sure those thumbnails are done. We have somebody in the back room, but also want to ask you real quick, when you do your Whatnots, are you keeping them like in set items that you're running only for that show, like posters or action figures and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for who's coming up on the show?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Giving up for none other than...
I knew it was Thanksgiving because Dad showed up. Dad is here. What's up?
What's up, stranger?
How are you, man? Good to see you.
Oh, like I said, just keeping busy and everything, you know. Trying to keep out of trouble, but that don't work.
What were you being a bodyguard for? That's what she was curious about.
It is the girl that is, her name is Linda Miller from King Kong Escapes. She was
Now,
the
for
one that
those,
was Kong's love interest. So she's asking if I want to come up and be her security for the weekend
now for those who
because
don't
they had
know,
so much fun with me in Virginia and everything. They want me to go up and hang around with them again.
so again, we do like to talk about reselling. And so for those who don't know, as far as in your way you resell, Jerry, talk a little bit about the different Comic Cons and shows that you go to. When you say shows, talk a little bit about that, because some people may not know what goes into that and what is involved with selling. Again, it is the reselling,
Yeah.
but in a different
No,
format. Talk a little bit about that.
Doing a convention is the way I got started in this. You get a table at your local show, or you go to the next state over or whatever, and you set up all your stuff, sort of like what you see back here. You put that all out on your table, and the people come in and they buy the stuff. You put it out like anything else, put it out at a reasonable price, and they'll come over and they buy it. The nice thing is you get to chat with the people up front. You get to have a lot of fun. Well, at least I do, because I joke around like I do here. I'm the same way when I'm at a convention. I'll say, okay, you come over and I'll get people. They'll say, well, do you take credit cards? I say, yeah, I do. I just don't give them back. And, we'll joke and everything. And then you just sell your different products. Like you can be selling this at 1 minute, or then someone will say, okay, I want to buy this, or they'll say, I want to buy, this. It's whatever you bring to the shows, depending on what the shows are, whether it's just a regular show that just covers everything, or you can do a horror show, you can do a sci-fi show, a sports show, whatever it is. But it's just a nice way of sourcing your stuff out. And next thing you know, if you do enough of them, you become a regular and you get your regulars like you do here, and you get to move your product. And to me, the thing I like about doing a show, aside from chumming around with everyone, is once I sell something like this, it goes. I don't have to worry about packing it and going down to the post office and all that stuff. And so you save on that, but you're paying, no matter what you're paying when you go to do these kind of things.
All right, real quick, I have a question for you, but I also saw where Jennifer, Becky, here's Wolf Toys. Oh, it's the Wolf Dens channel. Every now and then he does like the stuff you see in the background on him back there. He'll take and do like totes of stuff and run an auction and go through stuff right there on the camera. And all of the stuff, 9 times out of 10, is all new on cards or new sealed, new packs. You don't know what he's going to bring up. Renee brought up a question. Jerry, for whatnot, you can control your time. No need to do a 7-hour show.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, I'm just saying I can do a 7-hour show because of doing the conventions. I'm there from 9 in the morning till 7 at night. So if I had to do a 7-hour show at home, it's like, it's nothing for me. Whereas other people would be like, I got to do 7 hours. Oh my God. I'm lucky just to be able to do 1 hour, because it's too much. And yeah, it does get to be a lot when you have to ship everything out.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's the pros and cons of everything. You can say, okay, I'm going to go do a convention. Like I just went to do the one in Atlanta. It's you pack up the van, you drive out there the 6 hours, you set everything up. People come over, you give them the stuff, they walk away happy and everything. Then you pack up what's left, you drive the 6 hours back home, you unload the van, and then you're like, phew, I'm done. That was the weekend. Whereas if you're at home, there is no setting, loading up the van, driving the 6 hours or whatever it takes to get to the place, setting everything up, and then, all that. It's just you set it up in your garage or in your living room, whatever. I could do a whatnot show right from here and just if I wanted to do DVDs, I say, okay, we're going to start on this shelf and work our way through and just start pulling off, stuff off the shelves. So everything has its plus and minuses because, yeah, you're not paying for a table and driving all that way to the show, but you're paying for your shipping costs because now you got to buy boxes, packing, and then you're driving to the post office to mail everything out. You're paying for your labels. So everything has its plus and minuses. So you got to weigh which one is going to work best for you. And that's, to me, if you can do all that and ride the wave, then you're fine because you can make both money in both places and be happy.
Susie says, I used to work at tech conventions, setting up the booths and doing presentations and demos. And for those who don't know about how to do the conventions, how often and like how long does most of them usually last when it comes to those conventions? And also, Kristen says, I have one show in the fall where I make 1/4 of my total annual sales in 6 days.
See, and that's the thing. And it depends on the shows. You can have a 1-day comic book show. You can have a 2-day comic book show. You can have a 3-day, or if you're able to get into it, if you get into San Diego Comic-Con, that's 5.5 days. But you turn around and you say, like at San Diego Comic-Con, you'll have at least 128,000 people, coming into the convention. So you can sit there and say, I just do San Diego Comic-Con once a year, and I'm making $60,000 at that show every time. I mean, that's basically what most people make on just doing a regular job, and you're doing it in one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's like I said, everything has its pluses and minuses. Like we did at the Atlanta show, and after expenses, we still cleared about $3,000. So you're like, yeah, but you had to drive all that way. You had to set everything up, and you say, yeah, I understand that, but I can do 3 shows here on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm only going to make, let's say, $900. So you say, yeah, I can make $900 and not have to leave the house, but I can make $3,000 if I leave the house. So you got to take everything and say, do you want to do this? Do you want to expand your sales? Do you want to make more? Do you want to get rid of your stuff because you bought this to get rid of it, not to say, yeah, I'm going to keep it for 100 years. My rule is, especially now at my age, is keep things for at least 10 years. Say, I've had this for 10 years. It's time to let it go. Let somebody else enjoy it. Because if you don't get rid of it, and especially if you don't have a family, when you pass away, the government comes in and takes it all. So you end up losing. So saying I have all this does no good because I have a heart attack right now. The government comes in and the government now has all this. So enjoy it while you have it and then just move on to the next item.
Okay, I have a question for you with doing this type of sales. For those that are thinking about maybe getting involved in that, I know some people are starting out. There's a lot of new people in the chat who come in on a regular basis, and they always come up with some good questions. But I'm going to ask this question just in case because I have not seen it in the chat yet. So when you do these type of shows, do you have to have a tax ID on your business to make yourself be able to go into those?
Some places they you have to apply for the tax ID, like Jersey, before you go do, like, let's say the Chiller convention that's held there twice a year, once in April, once in October. You have to apply for your tax ID. And then once you do the show, then you got to send them a portion of your, whatever your taxes are. Some places, they don't require it. They on like Massachusetts. You can go do a show in Massachusetts. You don't need one. They're relying on you being honest and say, hey, I made $15,000 at this show 3 months ago. Here it is tax time. I got to now pay taxes on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it depends on where you are, is where they'll say it, that you have to apply for a tax ID. I know California is one, I believe Texas, Jersey.
I know when I went to one in New Orleans, they asked for my tax ID, and I did have a tax exempt that I had to present as well because I was going in as a buyer, not a seller.
Yeah.
So each state is different. So you
so you got to check
with your state.
But a lot of times, yes, I know you can leave your estate to anyone you want, but let's say like right now, because I'm like most other people, you didn't make out your will or anything, and I step out the door to go get the mail, and some idiot in a car comes over and hits me, you know. So, but like Rhode Island,
there's your answer for your for who you're leaving it to.
Yeah. Rhode Island needs you to pay taxes at the show, but what they will do is on Sunday morning they will go by everybody's booth, and they will leave the tax paper on there, and you can't leave that show until you present that tax paper to them and you pay your fees there. And then when you load up all your stuff and you go to leave the convention center, they ask to see to make sure that you have that so you can get your stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, so it all depends on each state. You know, they all say which ones, whether they want it or not.
And that's
but
a good
even
point.
at that, it's still
that depends on the states, because in Louisiana you cannot cut out your family completely. In Louisiana.
So, but like I said, I like doing the conventions because I'm meeting the people, we're joking around, and it gets me out of the house. Like I need to get out of the house more. And it's also, I get to go to other states. So that's how, because of doing this business, I've been to 35 states and 9 countries so far. So when someone turns around and says, oh, gee, you sell posters. Oh, boy. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's a stupid thing. It only bought me 2 houses. Gee, yeah, that's a stupid hobby to have, you know.
For those that may not know, Jerry may live in Florida, but he is originally from up here.
I'm originally from Massachusetts.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in Massachusetts, one of the things I like about reselling is the state does not regulate anything you do sells online.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet, but I'm just saying, as of right now, that is how we do things up here.
So
but
right now we're doing, we've done a couple of shows on Whatnot, and we've been having some fun doing that. We've only been on like about maybe 2 months, and I think I've got like about 160 followers, because they like the stuff we bring out. They like the way I
actually have 170 followers.
Oh, okay. See, I'm just like, okay, I'm on there. But like I said, and I'll do it, and I'll be like, I know next month we're doing a big toy sale because it's Christmas. Plus also the fact that they're raising the prices again on the storage units down here. So
and the reason I'm asking you to make sure you follow Jerry, on 2 different occasions, I was able to buy some mystery totes where he took a tote, opens it up, and just starts whatever the bid goes when he gets to the end of it. That's what it went for. I bought a lot of stuff, but I have to mention, in both of those different auctions, I was able to claim 2 different auctions now, a Tiffany and Company item from his wife in both auctions. Yeah.
See? Because I don't, like I said, I'll just pull out a tote, and like I say, it's as long as it's not something that's personal, I'll sell it, because that's what it's there for. Fellow Floridian, did you say you need a tax ID in Florida? No, I don't. I do shows here in Florida. I don't need a tax ID when I do them. I just put in for the convention, and that's it. But come tax time, I send in, you know, how much we did, and we get taxed on that. because last thing we need is for the government to come in, because if the government comes in, they'll just turn around and they'll tax everything in your house and say, this is what you owe us. Tell us no. And you're not going to be able to do that.
Flip that. One of the things I want to mention too about that, that's a whole nother show when it comes to the taxes. But one of the things I recommend, this is my opinion. I've been in business since 2004, working for myself. When I do my taxes, I turn in everything. I do a spreadsheet. For example, when I was doing house cleaning, I had some companies who, some people that I cleaned for gave me a check. Some people gave me cash. Some people did an invoice. Some people did a payment by once a month with an invoice or through whatever, any means of payment. I actually did a spreadsheet that I turned into my tax lady that I would give them, showing them the breakdown. This is how much cash I made. This is how much I made in checks. This is how much I made in invoices. This is how much I paid in whatever, you know. And I'm claiming everything. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want the I, the R, or the S come shot looking at me.
No.
So yeah, and that's why to please just try not to do things under the table, because it can get you in trouble.
It does catch up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had friends in the convention business that wouldn't pay their taxes to the government and all that. And they would be saying that, yeah, here it is, my 5th year doing shows. Nobody's bothered me. But then all of a sudden, boom, they get hit. Next thing you know, they're paying $30,000, $40,000 in back fees. So it's like,
real quick, the stats. Jennifer may not be in the chat right now. She did have to take a phone call. So if you go up a little bit above, you'll see where Jennifer dropped the link for Jerry, which is, and I'm going to highlight it for you as soon as I find it in the stream. Let's see, right above this, right here. If you go up to, that's the Whatnot farm right there. There's Jennifer dropped it early at 9:00 a.m. If you look at the timestamp.
Is that my Whatnot?
No, that is Jerry's channel. That's his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I know on Whatnot, it's, if you want to find me on Whatnot, it's just Jerry Mendoza right there.
Well, the stats said you, thank you. I got a lot of stuff to sell, Jennifer. May I have Jerry's link, please? So, yeah.
No, and Johnny will tell you, I try to help out as much as I can, too. This is my 47th year doing shows. I'm an oldie. So I like to keep busy when I can if I'm not doing 40,000.
Y'all live in Florida as well?
What's that?
I think they live in Florida, the stats.
Yeah.
Well, stats. It used to be the stats, not stats.
No problem, stats. And if you have questions, just message me and we'll do our best to answer and help out. But yeah, I know we're doing a toy show in December because the wife already said that before she went to the Philippines. She said, when I get back, we're going to do a toy show. Yes, I am ancient. I'm old enough to tell God what color to make dirt. Pam is being awful quiet down there, and it's got me nervous.
Listen, they told me when the old folks talking, you should listen. So you talking.
See? Old folks.
I don't want to interrupt.
No, you can interrupt all you want. Yeah, and you know, and it's a nice way, like I said, for when you do the conventions, you get to meet a lot of nice people. You get to have some fun. And if you're doing it out of state, you're in a new state, so you get to see something different. Like when we went and did Chicago, I mean, we were totally blown. We did the show, and it ended at Saturday night at 7:00. We went back to our room, got cleaned up and everything, and it's like 7:30. We walked across the street. Well, it was like a couple of streets to the mall that was there, and we started looking around. The mall closes at 8:00 on a Saturday night in Chicago.
What?
We were like, we're trying to get food, and they're cleaning up the restaurants. We're like, what the hell's going on here? We had to rush around to go get food and then go back to the room because they were pushing everybody out of the mall at 8:00 at night. And we're like, did I just move to some foreign country or what? Wait a minute, it's Saturday night. They should be open up till like 9:30, but.
Okay, I want to say something real quick. Jennifer's taking a phone call, so she's not in the chat. So if you were to drop a link, please do me a favor. drop a link to someone who's in the chat, and then when they drop that link, you drop theirs, please. Try to keep the links coming in so that others can follow and check and make sure you're subscribed. I'd flip that. Make sure you subscribe to them because I enjoy the replay because I can never stay up that late to watch, but I need to. It's the first Thursday of each month where they do a game show. Love what they do. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely do so. And set your reminders because it's the first Thursday at night every month. They're doing it once a month right now. And then Rural Squirrel Kristen is getting close to 10K. 10K. Not the serial, we talking about subs counts. So if you were to check and see if you are subscribed, they also do the every Friday at 1 o'clock is the Let's Do Lunch podcast. So definitely check that out. And the reason I'm having you drop someone else's link because I don't want to see you get subscribers and it looks like it's a sub for sub. So make sure when you are dropping a link, you're dropping it for someone else in the chat because Jennifer's had to step away. And then they can drop your link or drop a link for someone else. So in other words, you're paying it forward, dropping someone else's link instead. Now, if you drop any links from your channel, drop a link to a video, not your channel, please. But also make sure you are dropping links to the platform that you sell on, which is very helpful for us to be able to show our support and help support another reseller this holiday season, which I found looking for finally. This video will be coming out this week. So be on the lookout for that video in my Santa suit. Yeah.
And stats, you're saying yeah, Florida is in its own world is the best way to put it. But if you're looking to do conventions, they have lots of conventions. Sometimes that's the problem down here is that they have too many going on. Like we did one convention and counting that convention, there were 7 other conventions going on within a 2-hour drive. So that takes away somewhat.
Yeah.
So you don't make as much up north. Like I can do Rhode Island Comic Con. And when I was living up in Massachusetts, we did Rhode Island Comic Con. The least amount I ever came home with after expenses was 11 grand. But you can't do that down in Florida because you get it's too many conventions going on, and 2, the people where there's so many conventions going on, they'll say, "Oh, we'll get it from him next time. We'll get it next time. We'll get it next." So they're not worried about it. Whereas up north, there's actually a convention. I think it's in Northborough that's going on this weekend. Out your way, Johnny. And that should be the last convention for this year because once December hits, you get snowstorms and everything else. So it's not until like April, maybe May is when the next show comes up there. So by then, everyone is they're all chomping. They're like, we got to go out, go spend money. Let's go to the convention. Whereas down here, like right now, it's I think it's like 82 degrees and it's only 9:30 in the morning.
Right.
So it's always nice. So you can always have a show here because the biggest thing you got to worry about here is if it rains, but you're indoors. So who cares?
Right.
So it's feast or famine and you pick your battles. And it's the same thing like with being, whether it's on here, on whatnot. How many people are you going against? That time when you do your show.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jennifer. Has been a member for 8 months. Thank you very much, Jennifer.
There you go.
So that means she's back. She's back. I want to mention too, I'm seeing some people in the chats putting just @ in somebody's channel name. That does not get you to their channel because it only gets you to your channel. So if you're dropping something in the chat that says @ in the channel name, when we go to click on it, because I just tried it to see, and it brings me to your channel, not the channel you're trying to promote. So that doesn't work, just to let you know. So before anyone else who comes in with, I have not seen any questions, so I want to make sure to ask this. For those who are thinking about, and again, there are always avenues that I always say that you need to, like I always say when we were growing up, my grandmother always said, never put your eggs all in one basket.
Yep.
So this is just another food for thought for another way to go and do some type of sales other than what we're used to, thinking outside of the box. So for those who have never done it, hello, Denise. Good morning. Hello and welcome. What would be some of the tips that you would give them, say a couple of tips, on deciding on which comic con or comic convention or whatever convention to go to? How should they figure that out, and what would be the best way for them to do that as far as how much maybe inventory they should have to bring?
Your best bet, I would say start out small. Find a one-day show that's near you, like you got Boxborough Retro Toy Show. So if you're doing just toys, try that for one day with one table. Don't bring a lot. Fill up your car if you got a decent sized car. Put in like 4 or 5 totes. See how the show goes for you. If the show does well, do those a couple of times. One-day shows. They're nice. They're simple, easy setup. You're there from like 9 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. And then you bring whatever you got left home. Then you can expand to 2-day shows, 3-day shows. You can start doing the bigger shows. If you have a little bit of everything like I do, I recommend bringing a little bit of everything, because I've always said, you never know who's coming to the show. Yeah, it's a horror show, but somebody might be coming looking for comic books. So you bring comic books also. Or they might be looking for non-sport cards, or they're looking for Hot Wheels, so you bring a little bit of everything. So that way, everyone that comes in, they're going to want to stop by your table and I've had it happen. I've had dealers come up to me before the show and they say it. We have to come to your booth because we don't know what you're bringing. So we want to see it first. So they come over and they stop buying from me. And that just gives you your sales and it keeps you going. And it makes the show worthwhile. So now if you're paying, let's say, $100 for a table and you're making $400 or $500, it's a win-win. You're moving product. You're getting rid of the stuff that you need. You're making new connections. Who knows? You might be at that show, find something that one of your customers need, and you pick it up on the cheap and you sell it to them. So now, once again, you're moving product again. You're moving stuff. It's a constant flow. You don't want to have everything sitting there being dead stock for you, because when it becomes dead stock, then you're like, oh, I'm not, and you start getting discouraged, not knowing that there are other avenues for you to go to. And like right now, you've got Whatnot now that you can try. You can do that if you don't even have to be on the camera. Same like here. That what is the best show in Northeast Florida? It depends. I mean, you've got like I said, like for me, my best ones that I do is called Spooky Empire, because I have a lot of horror stuff. So I get to move a lot of that because of the posters and the toys and everything. But that might not be good for you. If you're ever wondering about a show, go to it first. Go to it for one day. See what they have. See if those dealers have what you have, or if they have stuff similar, because you don't want to have all the same stuff in one place, because then the customers come in and say, Funko Pops, Funko Pops, Funko Pops. Oh, this is terrible. It's all Funko Pops. And they don't buy nothing. But if you have a variety of stuff at the show, then you get to do and make some money. So I would say go to the show for one day, check it out, see if it's something that you can do. And if you have the stuff that it'll make it worthwhile. And then you find the promoter and say, hey, this looks like a show I want to do. How do I get on your list to become a vendor here? And they'll send you the information. And then, like I said, it might cost you $100. And you say, well, gee, that's a lot. But if you're selling 5 times more than what you would either sell here or Whatnot or eBay, then it's worth it. Because if it's costing you 100, you have to at least make 200 to stop saying, okay, now we can break even. But if you go there and it costs you 100 for the show, but you made 700, you're like, Well, I made $500 for one day. That's not bad. I moved a lot of product. I got $500 extra in my pocket. It's a win-win. So now you start saying, okay, let me try doing these other shows. And that's what you do. And sometimes you'll find, like me, I travel all over the country. I've done shows in England. And, it all depends. Some places you're going to do good. Some places you're going to do bad. And it's like here. You can do a show here on YouTube and nobody shows up really. You do like $40 worth of sales and you're like, well, that killed 2 hours of doing nothing. Same with either you put your stuff up on eBay and you put it up for a week and nobody buys it. You're like, well, that was thrilling. So everything is always hit and miss. You just don't want to take away another opportunity of a place to sell something because that's what you're here for. You're here to sell.
So if Bob host resell toys sales.
Yeah. So like you can look into that and all you got to do is just do a search on Google and say Boxborough Toy Show and it'll come up and then that'll give you the information on how to get in touch with them. And not so much matching your personality because nobody matches my personality because I'm just whack. But
yeah, when I'm saying personality, I'm saying you can't send an introvert and go to a con and expect them to succeed. It matches that's the personality I'm talking about. You love to talk, so you can go there and you can talk somebody into buying an ice cube if they're in the middle of Alaska.
Oh yeah, I've always said it. I can sell a dirt farm a dirt. I'll say you got dirt, but I got better dirt.
You don't want to set people up to think they can go to a con and set up a table and sell something and they can't even look somebody in the eye. So that's what I'm talking about with their personality. It has to match. Yeah. Who you
have to engage that, John, because one of the things too, when you're dealing with the public, that's one of the things they can see if you're lying. Because I've seen a lot of these dealers that I've gone to shows in New Orleans where you try talking to them about and you have questions about an item that they're having, but they never look directly at you when they're answering you. It's like they can't look you eye to eye and say the truth. To me, that's like they're covering up something. Because for me, if they can't look me in the eye and answer my question, something's wrong. That's just me.
Well, it goes back to where you have to know your product.
Definitely.
If you know your product, at least you can sell it. Like I can say, well, here's this. I have this. And you say, and when someone says, well, what is it? You say, it's a car. No, you got to say, well, this is from the movie Jaws. It's Hot Wheels. It came out in such and such a year, blah, blah, blah.
But you're passionate about what you're selling too.
Yeah.
That's who you
have
are.
to be.
That's
it. It goes back to knowing the product you're trying to sell.
Right.
And I mean, I've always said it, and I've said it to other vendors that are at shows. I says, when you're sitting like this behind a table, nobody's going to stop at your table because they're going to say, you look miserable.
Right.
And if I ask you a question, you're going to be like, it's this price, and I'm not going to buy it from you, even though I want that item.
If I get that kind of attitude at a booth, I'm walking away.
Yeah. Which is what most people will do. And I try to explain that to these vendors, but then I still see them at the next show.
Well, Jennifer, that's different. We're talking about people who are dealing with the public all the time, especially when they're going to these type of conventions. That's the type of thing they don't need to be there if they're very nervous and can't talk to people. That's different than what your situation.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, that's different.
But once you're out there and it's like, if we were together, you and I, we would be talking eye to eye like we are here, and you would be used to it. At first, oh yeah, you're like, well, this is this poster, and then you walk away, because you feel uncomfortable. But
just like Jennifer, she said it would make her feel uncomfortable. Robert's the same way. Believe it or not, when we're going out in the public, like say we go to garage sales, a lot of times Robert will not go to somebody who's running the show and ask a question. He's very soft-spoken. So for me, I will go and say, how much is this? How much are you asking for this, especially if there's no price? I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
But Robert is the shy type. Now, get him in the back of a computer with talking about numbers and programming and things like that. He can run. But again, it's the person. So understand it's not everybody, but when you're dealing with the public, I wouldn't see Robert going sitting at a convention selling something. That's just not him.
Right. And that's
And
what
I
I'm
wouldn't see
just,
Jennifer
that's
doing
the
it
point
either.
I'm trying to make.
Right,
Is
exactly.
that we can't just use this as an overall, it's just for everybody.
Correct.
No.
Because you have some people that won't even come on camera because they're shy.
Mhm.
You know, Whatnot is not for everybody. And you've seen some people try it, and it's just, I mean, have you ever watched a movie or seen someone that just makes you feel uncomfortable? You felt sorry for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just, that's what I'm saying. You match what your personality is. That's the way you're going to be successful when you do things you're comfortable with. You know your product, you know who you are. And that's it. Because like me, I could go to a con and sell something. That's just my personality. Jerry, you would sell my booth and your booth because that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But some people just aren't that way.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe it's an avenue to sell.
But that's what it is. It's a different avenue to sell, and you don't want to take away that, because something like this that's not selling here or even on Whatnot or on eBay, you bring it to a show, put it out, and someone comes over and says, "Oh my God, I've been looking for that," you know, and you sell it there. So something you've been carrying around for months or even a year or two, all of a sudden you move it.
You may want to start out with something like a flea market.
Well, that's why I'm saying you go to a one-day show, you see how it is, see if it's something that you can be comfortable with, and you try that. If it works out, or actually if you're able to, do a yard sale at your house. You're right there. It's like a flea market. Yeah. It's just you, though. They come over, they buy your stuff. If you're comfortable doing that, then you just go and
you build on it.
Let me do a convention.
You build on
All
it.
right, I have to say this with Becky. Becky, I don't think you're a shy boo. I don't think so. No.
Is this the same Becky I met the other day?
Yeah, she was saying how she's shy. One of I'm glad because someone, a person and I that's in our chat, came up to me one day after the show and was talking, and they were amazed on how many different people show up on the morning shows. You just never know what day someone will be able to come on.
Yeah.
And for me, I like to bring the diverse ways of selling or reselling, making people think outside the box. Like sometimes you may be in a rut and you just were thinking of maybe somebody may be sitting in the background. What else can I sell? Where can I go to sell? This is just another avenue for you to check and see if it's for you. Now, everything we do, some of us are doing like antique booths. It's not for everybody. We sell on different platforms, and some of those platforms aren't for everyone. But the biggest thing about this is I love knowing that I knew Jerry from when I first started, and that's how I met Jerry. And every now and then when he can come on, I love having these conversations with him because of the fact that somebody in the chat may be thinking about it, not knowing the details about it, and he's going to be able to offer his knowledge with it. So that's one of the biggest things I like about doing this morning show. You just don't know who I know. And again, I don't know who somebody else knows. But again, once I get to know them and I learn more about them and what they're doing, I love to bring that back to you. And so that's why I'm glad that Jerry was able to come on today. It's not that often, but when he does, we have a great conversation.
I like the idea, Jerry, you're talking about. Start something. If you're wanting to do that, the little yard sale might be the first step. Yep. You know, I like that idea. You start something that you feel most comfortable with and build up your confidence level.
That's it. And then you work from there. And then next thing you know, you're doing a one-day convention. And you're like, you can be like, okay. And I've always said it. I hate people. I really hate people. I hate everybody. But I know how to deal with people. I've learned over the years how to deal with them, you know, and how to get them. Like I said, you make stupid jokes. Like I said earlier, when someone says, do you take cards? Yes, we do. We don't give them back. You know, or when they say, do we take cards?
Bad joke, Jerry.
And I take the card and I'll look at the wife. I'll say, ooh, we're going to go shopping now. You know, but that gets everybody laughing and everything. And they feel comfortable around you. So next thing you know, they're not buying one or two things. They say, well, let me get that too. Or let me get that. Or they come back the next time because they say, this is a fun booth to be at. The guy actually chats with you aside from the fact that he knows what he's selling. Because you can go to some of these booths and you're looking at these people and they're like, oh, yeah, I got this old Space 1999 toy. Well, when's it from? I don't know. It's from when the show came out. And it's like, you're selling the damn thing. You should know more than that about it. Because I can read the box too and say, oh, that's Space 1999. but when did it come out? You know, because then you go to grab it and they say, don't touch my stuff. So you're like, wait a minute now. I'm trying to look at it. And it's like I tell people when they come to touch my stuff, they look, I say, you can touch it. And they say, oh, I can. And I'm like, yeah. I said, this is like you going to go buy a car. What are you going to do? Just look at the car like this and say, okay, I'll take it? No, you're going to get in it. You're going to test drive it. You're going to feel all around and open up the trunk, open up the hood. You're going to look at everything. You're going to touch the car. So why some of these dealers don't want to have you do this is beyond me, because you lose a sale that way, in my opinion.
I have a question for you, Jerry. How long have you been living in Florida?
6 years now.
And have y'all noticed he never lost his accent?
I'm not losing it. I can all talk like a Southerner.
I love it. I love it.
But
easy killer.
I love that con and the way they say con. Yeah.
Con.
Yeah. I had to figure that out. It took me a while to figure out what people were saying up here when they said that. So yeah. Another thing too is like not only going on with the yard sales, but if you feel comfortable when you're doing a yard sale, I like the second idea of doing a flea market. That's another way of building up your self-esteem with dealing with public.
But that's it. You move up, you move up the ladder, and then next thing you know, you're like, okay, I can do this. I can try a bigger show. And
thank you, Jamie.
Bye, Jamie.
That's why I prefer eBay selling, providing me with an anonymity. Yeah, again, and some people are comfortable with that.
So,
yeah. I mean, it's not for everybody. I just like it because, like Johnny says, it's another avenue to say, I got a place to sell my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As much as, like I said, it's easy to sit here and put the camera on and here's this. Okay, I got this. I'm looking for $9 for it. All right, anybody want it? Yes or no? No? Okay, on to the next item. Here I have the, I can do that. But to me, I like the interaction with the people. So I don't mind. Plus, I like driving. So it's a win-win for me.
So my next question for those who are thinking about getting into conventions like that, what is the average cost? And is it by table or is it by space for doing conventions?
It's by table and space. If you buy a single table, depending on the convention, it can be like $250 for the table. Whereas if you buy a booth, which is usually a 10 by 10, that's like $600.
So do you take stuff and set up there where you hang your stuff up, or?
Yeah, I'll hang it up. I'll put it. I got shelving. I put the stuff up on and everything. And the convention will normally, they'll give you a table, which will be usually an 8-foot table.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually pull that towards the back. I bring extra tables. I bring an extra 6-footer and a 4-footer. So I'll put the 6-footer on one side like this, and then I'll put the 4-footer right in front. Because then on the other side, Ancient City Con. Yep, there we go. The other side, I'll have the posters on the racks. So I make it so that way they can come. There's a way for them to come into the booth to look at everything. And that way I have everything all set up. I have the higher price stuff that's up on the shelving in back, and maybe like a couple of statues that are on the 8-foot table in the back. And like I says, I got the posters on one side and all the other junk all on the other tables. And then
you have like a trailer you put all your stuff in and take there?
Yeah, I rent a U-Haul for the weekend.
Okay.
And I just rent a van and everything fits in the van. And I always tend to bring a little bit more than what I have room for, because you never know if you're going to need to put out other stuff if a bunch of stuff sells. Like I've had it where, we actually did a show here where I went in with 8 totes and I sold everything. First time in 47 years, I sold everything. On Sunday morning, just when they were opening up the show, I told them to leave the back door open because I was leaving. And the promoter looked at me and says, "What do you mean you're leaving?" I said, "I sold everything." And he saw in my booth 3 totes. And I said, "No, those are empties." And he said, "Really?" And I opened them up and he says, "Wow, they're empty." I said, "Yeah, the other dealers bought me out and everything. So I'm going home." So I got to leave early. But because I had the extra stuff, I got to sell more. instead of just the 5 or 6 totes that I brought.
You said the dealers bought you out. Is that what you said?
Yeah. I had, one of the guests that was there, he runs a toy shop in Vegas. He came and bought 3 totes. So on Friday, on Saturday, I brought in 3 extra totes.
Okay, so that's something that. So how do you approach your pricing when you go there? Are you pricing for it to get rid of?
Oh yeah.
Or what? How do you approach your pricing level when you go to a con?
Well, when you price it, I always tell people it's business 101. If I paid $5, well, I paid $6.50 for this. You figure with tax, say $7. You're supposed to just double your money, business 101, which means you're supposed to sell this for $14 because this is what it cost you. It cost you your $7. You get your $7 back. Now you got your $7 profit. If someone goes and says, I'll give you $25 for it, hey, you made a bonanza. So you made more money. So you go by the rarity. How hard is it to get something? How hard is it to find, like, let's say, this whole set of Godzilla cards with all the prisms in it? So you say, all right, this came out in 1999. You don't really see these anymore. You start looking around for your comps on eBay, on other platforms and everything, and you say, well, it's selling for 20. All right, well, I can put this out for 25. Let someone talk me down to 20. Now they think they're getting a good deal because they saved $5, but I'm getting my 20 that I needed to get for this. So sometimes you price it a little bit high, knowing that you're going to play the game that, yeah, I got this for 30. Okay, well, I'm only supposed to be getting 20. You come over and say, well, I want that, but will you take 25 for it? I'll say, yeah, I'll take 25 for it. You're happy because you saved $5. I'm happy because I made $5 above what I was supposed to make.
Yeah.
So you weigh everything, how much it costs you. Because remember, your time there behind the table, a lot of dealers forget this when they do a convention. They're like, well, I made this. I said, well, what about your time? What do you mean my time? You were here for 9 hours at the show. You got to get paid. You're not going to go to work on Monday and say, I'm working for free today. So, you got to get paid. So you got to pay yourself. So you got to figure that into your cost, which is why this is now $30. So now it goes back down to 25 because that's what you want to give me. Yeah, I made my 20. $5 is my time for the hour. I got paid $5 an hour. But once you put all your money together at the end of the show, and like I said, you end up making, let's say, $6,000, and you say, well, let's see, I can work all week and make $400, or I can do this convention where I can make $7,000. Now you get paid more for your time than you were at your job.
So my next question is, I know even when you go to certain setups, whenever you go in early like that and you set up, that's where you get most of your dealers coming in to see what you have.
Yep.
So that way they can purchase before the show even starts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had it when I used to be up north and I used to do the Chiller show in Jersey. I'd be rolling in the stuff on my carts and they'd be coming over, opening up the boxes. And I'm like, knock it off, guys. They're like, well, we want to get it before somebody else does, and this is what happens.
I did a trade show this Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 5 all day.
So when you say 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 8 hours that you were there. You have to get paid.
Hello, Kayla, by the way. I also sell at flea markets and toy shows. It is a lot of work, not for everyone. I do really good on impulse buyers, small, unique items for under $10.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we were talking about in reference to, you have to be able to not only deal with the public, but also be dealing with just anybody who comes by, especially like at a flea market. So as you're thinking of maybe other avenues of selling, this is just a few other avenues. And that's one of the things about the morning show. We try to bring every avenue that we can think of that some people may work for them, but may not work for you. But at least if you try it, you know if it works for you or not, and hopefully you get successful with it. But it's again, whatever you do with it. And if it helps you get rid of product, then do it. If it's not for you, then at least you try.
If it's feasible that you're going to do the 1 day toy show or the 2 day toy show, and it's going to cost you, let's say, $300 for the table, and you say, yeah, I went and I spent $300 on the table, everything fit in my car or my truck or whatever, and you bring it there, and you end up saying, okay, I made $1,000. Well, you deduct your $200 from that, so now you made $800. You say deduct another $200 for all your expenses, so you made $600. You say, well, that ain't bad. That's $600 that I made in 2 days that normally when I go to work, I make $600 for a whole week. So you say, right. Yeah, once in a while I can do it. And you got to know what you're doing. I mean, like, I'm not going to go, like Robert just put up a coin show. I'm not going to go to a coin show with toys because nobody's going to buy from me and it's a waste of my time. But I've seen people show up at shows that they have no business being there at the shows, and they sit there. And it's like, well, you're at the wrong show for your product. Know what you have. And this is why I always say, if you're not sure about whether or not that show is for you, go to it first. See if they're carrying any of the stuff that you carry. If they are, then you say, okay, I can give this show a try. If they're not, then you say, no, this isn't for me. And you move on to the next one. But if you can go to an all-around convention,
not only just you there trying to sell things, it's the physical labor of actually setting it up, getting it ready, and then also tearing it down at the end of the show. Hopefully that you have very little to tear down, but you still have to do all that work.
So you're out of there a lot quicker.
Right. But again, is it worth you working all week for that same price or more, or work more on a weekend and get much more than would you on a week for the working for a physical job during the week?
But that's it. Or if are you making more on, let's say I do a show this weekend, and is it more than what I would be making if I stayed here and did a show on Whatnot or on YouTube or put up a bunch of stuff on eBay, or whatever other platforms there are. Right. Because sometimes, like I said, that's why you got to weigh it and say, well, yeah, like I can do San Diego Comic-Con. And like I said, that's a whole week. And you're like, wow, that's a whole week. But the least amount I walked out of San Diego Comic-Con was $35,000. So when you turn around and say, oh, you're making that? Yeah, I'm making that there. It's a whole week. But even if you put together what I'm working even for half the year at my regular job, I'm not making $35,000. Right. So to say I'm going to do San Diego Comic-Con for 1 week, it's a win-win for me. So to me, that's a plus. Like I said, it's like to do the Atlanta show that we just did. We came back with, I think it was like around like $700 profit. So it was a win because not only seeing my friends that were there and making new friends and all that and just having a lot more fun, it was a win for us to do that show. So, and even the promoters were happy with us. They already said, we want you back at our show in August. So it's like, I don't even have to worry. We know that we're going back there again. So we know we're going to make money at that show. Right. So we don't mind it. But to say, if I did a local show here and I made $200, it's like, no, it's not really worth it. So you weigh everything. It's like anything else. You say, it's like Whatnot. You can do a show at, say, 9 o'clock in the morning and not do that good. But that same show, if you did it at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you would have done gangbusters. So you find where your niche is. Like for me, when I do a Whatnot show, it's Saturday at 7 o'clock at night. I like it at that point because I say, well, when you take the 3-hour time difference from any of my customers on the West Coast, it's only 4 o'clock there. So they're basically about home. They should be near the home or at home. So I'm not losing them if I did the show at 12 o'clock because now it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. They're just getting up. So I'm losing all that business. Whereas I do it at 7 o'clock at night, I'm getting that extra $100, $200 from those people. So you gotta sit there and you gotta play with it. Say, well, is this a good time for me? Is that a good time for me? Is this a good slot for me? Is this day better? You know, you say, okay, I'll try it Friday. No, Friday wasn't that good. I'll try it Sunday. Ooh, Sunday wasn't too bad. You know, and you find where your niche is, and that's what you do. And it's the same thing with the conventions. You go and say, this convention works for me, this one didn't. So I'll do this one more so than I will do that one.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you got to do. But the whole thing still comes down to, like you said, John, you want to have all these opportunities open to you. You don't want to deny yourself and say, gee, I'm not going to go do that. It's like, why? You're here to sell. Find a new place to sell because you're cutting out your profit. You're cutting out money that could be going into your pocket and making your stuff disappear. If that's what you're here for, you're here to get rid of it. So guess what? Go here, sell the stuff, and this way, the money you make, you say, well, now I can buy some newer stuff and try that. I can try this. I can try that. You know.
Maybe I can raise my hand and get a word in.
Go ahead.
So I think that, you know, with this type of approach, it's a great avenue. It's a new idea for some people. But with a lot of the people that are watching or will watch this, you know, in business, a lot of people who are starting off smaller businesses don't have a lot of business knowledge. Yeah. That's why we're talking, right?
Yep.
So just a disclaimer that I think should be out here as well. We have hit on it a little bit, but figuring in your total cost of goods has to be something you have to get that down. You just can't just go run and sell something.
No.
And you got to figure out a lot of stuff you're not really think about in the beginning. You know, your gas. What is the gas prices right now? How much is it costing you to take off to do this? Yep. What is, you know what I'm saying? Actually getting a true idea of what's my break-even point.
Well, but that's the whole thing. This is what I explain to people. I say, okay, this cost me $7. I'll bring it to a show. I'll put it out for 15. Someone will say, well, you take 10. I'll say, I'll take 12. So now I about doubled my money. And you say, well, I lost money in a sense on this, but I'll sell this for say $50 that I should have only got for 10. So when you put the two together, you made money. A lot of people, they forget that. They say, well, I lost money on selling this, but you made it up on this other item that cost you basically nothing.
You have to look at the overall
Once
sales.
You put the whole thing together, you say, I made money. That's why when you turn around, you say at a convention, it cost me my convention that I'm doing next year, Spooky Empire. It's $700 for the booth. So you say, okay, I'm into it already for $7. The van rental is going to cost me $2. That brings me up to $9. So now you say, I got to make $2,000 before I see profit. So once I do the show, once I count up everything on Sunday night and everything, and I put all my money together from what I made on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I say, oh, I made $7,200. Well, I was only supposed to make $2 to break even. So now that means I made $5,000 profit. So now you say, okay, the show is good. If you do the show and you say, after everything is all said and done, well, I made $2,100. That means you worked all weekend for $100. So you say the show isn't good. But that's the only way you're going to know. It's the same way with doing a show here on YouTube, doing a show on Whatnot, doing a flea market. You're not really going to know until you get there, you set up, and the people come and buy your stuff, if they buy your stuff, if you have it priced accordingly. You got to remember, you don't want to hold on to it. That's why you're bringing this to the show. You want to sell it. Yes, you want to get as much as you can, but that's why I say a lot of times, and it irritates the vendors that are at the shows, I say, you're a seller. I'm a dealer. And they say, well, what's the difference? I say, well, that already tells me you don't know what you're doing because you don't know the difference. I says, this is the difference. If I go to the supermarket and say, I want to buy a loaf of bread from you guys, and it's $3, and I go up to the cashier and say, I'll give you $2. They're going to look at me and say, put the bread back and get out of the store. That's a seller. A dealer is going to be, you go in, oh, you got a loaf of bread for $3, I'll give you 2. They say, okay, I can take 2. They deal because they know what they paid for the item, how much they can make, that it's comfortable for them. Everybody has their own comfort spot. Let me see,
yeah, real quick, I want to cover this real quick with Lilith. She made a good point. I don't think it matters if it's on YouTube, whatnot, or at a convention. I feel that people enjoy people being there or not. I only watch and buy from people that I feel comfortable there.
But that's what you want to do. You want to make the people feel comfortable. And that's why I do the stupid jokes. I chat with people. And also the other thing that helps is when you are knowledgeable with your product, they will buy from you because they will say, he or she knows what they are talking about. I went to that other dealer who had the same item, and all they said was, it's a comic book, and it's like, yeah, and, but if you say, well, gee, this is a comic book, it's got Neil Adams art in it, it's from this year, it's in this condition, blah, blah, blah. You start telling them, they're comfortable with you. They're saying, this person knows what they're talking about. And you turn around and you say, okay, well, I have this. I'm looking for $30 on it. And you say, well, would you take 20? I'll say, no, I'll take 25. And it's a win-win for everybody. Everybody's happy, and that's what you got to do. You make the customer feel at ease with you. The minute you do that,
you got to know how and work with others with bartering and haggling. Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing. Like I said, that's when you get to where I call them, they're sellers, I'm a dealer. Because the seller will just say, it's $30. And that's it. And they walk away. I've seen them walk away from the customer. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're losing the person. Because the person's going to say, well, he's not being reasonable or anything, so I'm not going to deal with him. I'll go to somebody else. And hopefully somebody else will have either that item or something else that I want, and they're willing to work with me. And once you get the customer at that point, 9 out of 10 times you can make the sale. Like I'll bring in Hot Wheels, the smaller ones. It's not for the adults. What it does, when they come in with their kids, the kids see it. They pull mommy and daddy over, even though I'm selling them for $3 for the regular ones. And this, I'm selling those for $3. Mommy and daddy are happy to buy that for the kid. But then they look and they see, oh, I have this for $30. So I say, well, I now make a package deal. And I tell them, I'll package it all up and give you a bargain. The more you buy, the better of a price.
Well, the same thing you're saying applies to all platforms that we're doing right now. Learning to do what you're talking about is vital to being successful. Yep. And until you learn to do that, you'll limit yourself.
Yeah. But that's what you don't want to do. You want to be, you're here because you want to sell said item. I want to sell this big bear to you. Okay. Oh, the kids are going to love this. They get to sleep with it and everything. Oh, look at it, and you get stupid with it sometimes and you just be silly. And you do learn. It does come after a little while buying space that you can learn how to haggle with the people. You can learn how to joke with them, especially when you start getting repeat customers, because now they become friends. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, Bama, hey, Kajun, and when they see more people going to your booth, now they want to come over to see what the big attraction is. So next thing you know, you've got other people who wouldn't have stopped at your booth. They now come over and they now want to see why everybody's at your booth, because there must be something going on there for them to come over. And next thing you know, they're like, oh, wow, he's got original movie posters. Oh, that's good. Oh, he's got, these old toys from the 60s. Oh, he carries non-sport, whatever it is. They probably wouldn't have seen it if all they did was walk by. But if you give them a reason to stop at your booth or at your show, and this is why you got to I always try to say diversify. You can't just sell one item because that limits you. And I said that to a couple of dealers. I says, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I says, the only thing I like about Star Wars is the money it makes me when I sell posters. I says, but if I'm walking around at a convention and you have your table here with nothing but Star Wars toys on it, I'm walking by because I don't buy that. So you're losing a customer. You're going to sit there like this. Oh, there goes another person. Oh, there goes another person. You know, because why? You only have one item.
Well, Jerry, thank you very much for all this information. I think we're going to go ahead and get ready to end the Jerry show.
Sorry. I only came on to say hi.
But thank you for being here. But one of the things, the biggest thing I want everybody to take from this is not only a platform that you can just sell online for e-commerce type sales or flea markets, garage sales, whatever the case may be, conventions. The biggest thing to take from this is open yourself up to possible other ways of doing reselling, but only do what's comfortable for you. Yep. But also that gives you a food for thought if you're having a second thought of maybe doing some other type of income coming in. And if there's something that is for you, take a chance, see how it works. But again, not everything fits everyone's business plan or their thoughts.
I'll be right back.
Today. So with that being said, make sure you think about it, try it out, do your research, and see if it's something that you can do. And sky's the limit. Okay. So with that being said, like I said before, in each and every show, don't forget to check out the community calendar. There's other shows coming on. Again, thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and showing your love and support to the channel. You just never know what topic the show is going to take for the day. So as I say before I end each and every show, love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet until another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. Until we meet again, later. Peace out. And y'all come back. Now you're here.
Thank you.